batteries. Even if you're a guy who doesn't watch the news, you've heard of Donald Trump. To be honest, I'm actually surprised he's still relevant. Remember when the D's Nuts guy was going to try to run for president? Me neither! And that's what I thought the Donald Trump situation was gonna be like. Instead, he's turned into what some people consider a joke. But I don't think a lot of people take him as a joke, seeing that the fact that he's in the top of the polls right now. To me, this really makes no sense. And if you're a fan of Donald Trump, this is with all due respect, which is none, by the way. I just honestly don't see what you like in the guy. I don't see what you see. You know what I mean? I mean, like, goddamn, he left the kid alone in New York City. What's up with that? In his defense, he can be funny when he's not torturing people. Now, I get it. Torturing is a strong word, and I don't mean torturing as like chaining up to a fence and then beating them to a bloody pulp kind of torture. I do in fact have a really good friend who's Muslim, and there's nothing different about him. When I go to his birthday parties, I'm usually the only white kid there, sometimes. And it's still a blast. Trump doesn't really know what he's talking about in this context. He takes accusations way too far. And at least some of you must have seen the T-chart where people like compare him to Adolf Hitler. He didn't murder over 2 million people yet, but he is sure leading up to someone who's acting like Hitler. Now, I really shouldn't be caring about this, should I? But I do actually, because his comment about building a wall and putting people back over the border is absolute insanity. My school is consisted of probably like 80% Hispanics, and there's only probably about 100 white kids, and there's probably about 1,500 kids in total. So 100 is not a lot of kids. Most of my friends are Hispanics, and you know, with him making all these comments, it's really scary actually. I can't imagine myself being without my friends. There's a fine line between crossing the border to do something to America and crossing the border to do something for America. Everyone deserves a chance, and Trump is just not letting that happen for some reason. I gotta be honest with you guys, he really pisses me off, and it's not like I'm gonna start a petition on Instagram to try to get rid of him. And I don't really like his flat top hair. I've never liked flat top hair, so... And that should bother me, but it does, okay? New barber, please. Little disclaimer, by the way. I know I wasn't very humorous so far in this video, and I'm not going to be, but I made a PSA a little while ago that I tried to incorporate humor in, and I understand that I was too light on a serious topic. So on these serious topics from now on, because I'm doing my thoughts on, this is a new series now that I've wanted to do for a while. On the serious ones, I'll try to be less humorous, and on like the PE teachers ones, I'll try to be more humorous. There you go. It also makes me cringe a little bit when other people interrupt other people, and that's what he does. He likes to interrupt other people, but you know what needs to happen? He needs to be interrupted. He needs to stop talking. However, it has come to the point where you want to see what he says because you want to think to yourself, why? Why is he a thing in our country? Well, for real though, why are people supporting him? If anyone could tell me a valid reason that would give me 0.1% respect for him, please let me know. Please let me know. Because right now, I can't find anything. I honestly can't. Although he's not an idiot, he's actually a pretty good businessman. That's what he should stay as, a businessman. We don't need him to be running for president. Listen guys, I'm not stating my political beliefs here, but I'm not a big fan of Hillary Clinton either. And it's not because she's a woman. And before people start jumping down my throat, honestly, I would love to see a woman as a president. I think it would be absolutely amazing because right now we've had an African American president, and then it would be nice to have a woman president, but I just don't think she's the right person to be that first woman president. But we also don't need another racist white guy running for president either. We have enough of those people on YouTube. This is not a roasting video. This is not a video for me to roast him. Okay? I'm terrible at those, but seriously though, can you please get a better barber? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny here. I'm serious. And you know what really pisses me off the most is you guys still claim he's a joke, but nobody's laughing. We never were. Alright, that small loan of $1 million thing, that was funny. But other than that, we're not laughing. I know I said that I wasn't really funny this episode, so I gotta at least throw in a Donald Trump joke. Donald Trump walks into a bar with a frog on his head. The bartender says, "Yo, what's up with that?" And the frog goes, "It started with a wart on my ass and then it turned into this."
That's good.